why are milk jugs, seeds, and tape important to starting a spring garden? You're going to find out today. We're going to talk about winter sowing and the cheapest and easiest way to sow seeds for your garden this spring. So last year was the first year where I tried a method called winter sowing. And basically what winter sowing is letting nature take its course and do the work for you when it comes to germinating seeds outdoors. So you can do winter sowing in any kind of weather, even in snow, in rain, in cooler temperatures. Now there are some specific seeds that work better for winter sowing, which I'll talk about here in a minute. But first of all, let's get started with some of the supplies that you're going to need. So the first thing you're going to need for winter sowing are some kind of clear plastic containers. These containers need to be, they need to have a hole in the top and they need to have some kind of drainage on the bottom. Basically, you're creating sort of a mini greenhouse. So milk jugs are my preferred container because my family drinks a lot of milk. We have a lot of them laying around. They're easy to rinse out and reuse. But you can use anything with a clear lid. So for instance, if you have some sort of takeout food that might have like a clear lid and a plastic bottom, you could use that. I've seen people use all kinds of different, clear lidded containers or clear containers from usually takeout food or maybe like microwave dinners or something like that. So get creative, look through your recycling bin and start to collect some containers that you could use for this process. The next thing that you're going to need are some seeds and some markers, some seed markers so that you can mark what seeds you're sowing. Things that work really well for this are any kind of perennial seeds. So things that in nature would drop their seeds in the fall and then those seeds would stay in the ground and need that period of cooler temperatures or cold in order to germinate in the spring. So again, basically we are recreating what nature does anyway. So I have selected some perennial seeds for my, my seed starting, my winter sowing. Other things that work well are any kind of seeds that are good for cooler temperatures. So I'm going to show you some of the ones that I selected today, and I will try to put a list on the screen of some other, good ideas for things that might work for winter sowing. Basically, you want to avoid anything that's going to need a really warm germination period and stick with any seeds that will germinate in cooler temperatures. A couple other supplies you're going to need for this process is some markers for, marking what seeds you're putting where. I just take old markers and I just reuse them on the back, things that I've gotten at the nursery. It's a great way to, again, reuse something. You're also going to need some tape. I just have clear box tape. You could use masking tape as well, works fine. A pocket knife is going to come in handy for kind of manipulating your containers. And then this guy is pretty great too. This is a garden marker. It's kind of like a Sharpie, but the ink in here doesn't wear off as badly as Sharpies might with like wind and weather and moisture and things like that. So I will link this in my Amazon links below. Get yourself a garden marker. It's really worth it. So the first thing I'm going to do is show you how to take at least a milk jug and make it suitable for this kind of seed sowing. So I'm going to show you that up close. Then I'm going to go ahead and fill all my containers with about 4 to 5 inches of regular potting mix. So you don't need any kind of special seed starting mix for this. Now you don't want to go out in your garden and necessarily dig dirt out of the earth. I would purchase some kind of bagged, basic potting mix, but it can be just, regular potting mix for this kind of seed sowing. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to get the container ready and fill up my containers and get ready to sow some seeds. Okay, gardeners, so the way that you want to prep your container here is pretty straightforward. You want to go ahead and get yourself a pocket knife. Okay, it always makes me a little nervous to do that. And I did rinse these out really well. So the first thing I want to do before I cut cut it around is I want to poke some holes in the bottom. And I do find that a sharp pocket knife works pretty well for this. Oops, and that's okay too, whatever works. And then I'm going to start here at the handle, and you can see at least my container kind of has this angle that kind of goes up. So I don't want to cut this part here because I need a hinge. So let me show you what I'm talking about here. So this is going to be the part that's connected here so I can kind of hinge this open. So I want to leave this part connected here. So I'm just going to start here. Watch your fingers. And I'm just going to kind of go up from there. And again, it depends on exactly what jug you're using. And then this has this little like bump here. So what I'm going to do is go back here, start on the other side. Again, I'm not cutting in between here. I'm leaving that part there, going up. And then I'm going to go up and around this little dimple. Okay, and that's it. So you just want to make sure you have that, you know, spot there to kind of hinge this up. And you're looking for about 4 to 5 inches of soil depth. So you can see here, that's my shallowest part, but that'll still work just fine. So let me show you that one more time. I'm going to go ahead and poke my holes in the bottom. And you could also do this with like a pair of sharp scissors or something, but that's fine. Then I'm going to start at the handle and go across. Till I get to about halfway. Then I'm going to go back to the handle. And go up and around that dimple. And then connect it. And again, it does not have to be perfect, okay? You can reuse these from year to year. I usually don't, or at least I didn't last year. I just took out my seedlings when they were done and I rinsed these and just recycled them. So I don't want to have to store them from year to year. So these are all done. So then my next item of business is to add the dirt to all of these. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. So now that I've got all of my milk jug containers prepared and filled, it's time to sow some seeds. I'm super excited about this. Now, another seed I forgot to mention that will work really well for this is any cold season veggies. So things like lettuce, carrots, kale, those sorts of things. And again, I'll try to put a list on the screen for you of different sort of veggie, cold season veggies that you could also sow with this method. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get started and get some seeds planted up today. I'm super excited. So now that I've got the dirt added to all of these, let me show you what seeds I'm gonna be sowing. So I did go through and make all of my tags already. So I have 3 that are a perennial. So you want to just look on your packet. If it says perennial, you're probably fine. Now this one says that I can, sow outdoors. So I went ahead, made my label. So I'm going to do these Idaho blue-eyed grass. This is a perennial in my area. And then let me show you what else I got going here. I've got some sweet peas. So sweet peas are going to be great for this sort of sowing method. So these are from Floret. And I have a couple different kinds of sweet peas. And again, these are just, price tags I've reused. But I would suggest, getting everything kind of set up and ready to go before you start sowing. I've got some Iceland poppies. I've got some California poppies. Now these are expired. My seeds are expired. They're old. So I don't know if these are gonna germinate. It's kind of an experiment, but that's okay. That's, it's better to at least try it than not. Here's another one of these Oregon Willamette natives. So I'm excited. I got those for Christmas in my stocking because Santa knows me well. Some lupin. Okay. And then I have a couple packs here. Again, these are expired. So this is some amaranth. And this is going to be an experiment. I'm not sure if these will do well with this method or if they will germinate at all because the seed packet's pretty old. But I'm going to give it a try. And then I've got some hollyhock, same sort of thing here. These are kind of old seeds. I'm not sure if this will work, but it's worth an experiment. And then I think I'm going to do this one too, and I don't have my tag prepared yet. This is, oh my gosh, what is this, you guys? Alyssum. It's a sweet alyssum. And I did these last year winter sowing and they did really well. So I need to make a tag for this one too. But these are the ones that I'm gonna try today. So I have 10 total, I believe. And it took me a minute to collect all of my containers. I've been collecting them for a week or two now. And I'm super excited to get this going. So let's start planting. Guys, it's raining, Max. It's raining, Milo. It's raining out there. It's kind of stormy today. Coming down. Oh man, there's a lot more in here. Okay, cool. That's plenty. Plenty. See if I can sow seeds with my left hand. Oh, that was a little bit awkward. Sometimes those hinges kind of get in the way of what I got going on here. Let's save a few of those. I'm excited about these poppies. I think the pollinators are gonna love it. Okay. California poppy. A little bit of dirt on top. Good to go. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Containers are gonna get plenty of rain when I put them outside. Woo, this will be pretty if they bloom. They germinate. So these are California poppy. Every time I write poppy, I feel like I'm writing the word poopy. It makes me feel a little awkward. All right, see if I can get this in one swoop. I feel like, you know, duct tape might be the way to go. Nothing like being in a warm greenhouse on a really rainy, stormy day in the Pacific Northwest. I mean, does it get any better than this? I don't think so. I have to pause planting and show you what's going on right now. Milo and Max are safe in the warm and dry greenhouse, but it is pouring and windy and crazy raining. And yeah, it's like stormy. My big tree is like blowing around. Welcome to the PNW. These are my tarps that are, or my bungees that hold the greenhouse tarp down. This is why I have to winterize my greenhouse, y'all. You gotta keep it real when you live in Oregon. Right, guys? They're like, can we go inside and lay by the fire again, please? Oh my gosh, can you hear it? It's insane. All right, back to planting. Ironic, this one's called Oregon Sunshine. Haven't seen that for a while. Haven't seen Oregon Sunshine for a while. Cool temperatures, does it say? Do not over water. Surface to shallow. Okay, so shallow planting depth. A lot of the seed packets will tell you what the planting depth is, but not all of them. So, oh my gosh, can you guys hear the rain? It's insanity. Okay. These ones are teeny tiny. And I think I'm just gonna press these into the soil. Get this out of the way, dude. Okay. My fingers are wet and damp and it's cold in here. Oh yeah. Oregon sunshine, yes please. Alright, good enough. I'm just gonna kind of press those in. Hey guys, the longer I'm out here in my greenhouse, the frizzier my hair is getting from this weather. I hope that you liked checking out this video today. I hope that you learned something about winter sowing, and I hope that you'll give it a try. It's definitely one of the least expensive ways to do this. You don't need grow lights, you don't need heat mats. All you need is some milk jugs and some seeds and some dirt and nature. So it's a really fun way to start out experimenting with seed sowing. I also think this would be a great thing to do with kids, and yeah, I would say give it a try. I hope you liked the video today. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my new videos. I'm so excited that you guys are here and checking out my videos, so thank you so much. And if you need me, I'll be hanging out in my greenhouse. See you guys later. Bye.